Well, I guess, good morning. I guess it only hurts when you laugh. It only hurts when you cry. Good work with that montage, Nordo. The master mixer of the Monday montage, 9 to noon.
I'm disappointed I could only fit, I think, 5 or 6 false starts in there. I left audio on the table.
Yeah.
So it wasn't perfect.
Well, you were in
was the squad.
You were in your producing bag with that Diana Ross and the Supremes. Stop! Stop! Just stop! Stop! In the name of love. Just stop already. First home team since 2009 to have at least 8 false start infractions at home. Stop! In the name of love. When we lovingly request our favorite football team just stop with all that. And the airmailing of the passes.
Yeah.
And immortality stopping for some reason on a pick.
Ugh.
And taking the highs up to cloud 9 and the lows then have us all crashing to the ground and just splatting with football fandom carnage all over the place. Stop! Like the lady sang, stop! In the name of love. Welcome to 9 to noon. Nordo produces, master mixer, Monday montage, impeccable, and I'm Paul Allen. Into the season, I don't know what triggered me to think of this last night, but into the 2025 Minnesota Vikings football season, yours truly said, I expect the 2025 Minnesota Vikings to make the playoffs and win a game. Remember that, mad producer?
I do remember that, yeah.
It had a little mandate would be too strong, but I
think it was in the spirit of a good team, quality roster, good coaching. You've been to the playoffs twice. You're 0-2.
Thank you.
That's the next rung on the ladder. The evolution of it is you're going to go to the postseason, and this time you're actually going to come out with a W.
Well, there also was a side of to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah.
So the context was off 14 victories last season, and with the veterans brought in and belief in the kid quarterback, it's time to win a playoff game. Lots of accolades and flowers were heading the way of several. And to whom much is given, much is expected. Now, there was a qualifier. It's FEQA, Fairness and Qualifying Act. And I find this to be fair. The qualifier was that predictive bet is off if you have a string of season-long debilitating injuries. Remember that part, the con?
Yes, I do remember.
All right, so let's unpack that. Like 17 different offensive line combos. 2 quarterbacks, no Cashman for a month, Van Ginkel out longer.
No Aaron Jones for a month.
Aaron Jones out 5 of them. Yes, that's a lot and was, at the time, debilitating. Stop! But they got all of them, save center Ryan Kelly, back with 10 to go and with 3 victories. Then they professionally beat one of the game's best with said studs back intact. Then yesterday happened. All right? My expectations have not changed. If most of the guys playing now stay healthy the rest of the way, yeah, I'm foolhardy as people may think it is. I will be frustrated and I will be mad if the Minnesota Vikings do not make the playoffs. Stop! Okay, 4-5, make the playoffs.
Oh my gosh.
I get it. Big money roster. We know many of them are very, very good. And to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we, expect leadership to figure out things and win enough to make the playoffs without debilitating injuries the rest of the way and offensive line combinations 18, 19, 20, 21. That all factors into it, no doubt. And if debilitating injuries like that linger to like the 60, 70, 75% part of the season, well, that's a different conversation when it comes to the expectations off the metaphorical predictive bet, the symbolic predictive bet, because the majority of them outside of the former Indianapolis Center, well, they're all back and they're all playing. And they played quite well when you beat the Motor City Kitties. Sweeping Chicago and going 3-0 in the division, well, that'd be a good start. That'd be a good start to the old predictive, into the season predictive bet comeback trail.
It's kind of a necessary part of the predictive bet.
And I mean, we've worked together a decade plus, man. I mean, I make so many predictions. It's like God rest the soul of Jimmy the Greek Schneider. But when it comes to the local team, specifically this football team, and when yours truly repeatedly gets rather loud with the you won 14, yep, we saw week 18, and we saw the playoff game, and we've seen the ballyhooed veterans that have come in, and we like, for the most part, what we have already. Yeah. Unless there are more than a handful that are like lost for the year, 75% of the season, I ain't backing off that thing, man. I mean, to whom much is given, much is expected. And whether it's the false starts, whether it's myriad details that went into what transpired yesterday and or against the LA Chargers, I don't really have any reason to back off that prognostication, which would lead to either, oh, cool, they rattled off a bunch of games and they got into the postseason, and that sure would be sweet if they found a way to win a game. The other side of it is you had significant injuries for fewer than half the games of the season. And during that time, you found a way to win 3. Then you get back the Gink is on fire. Cash Money's playing out of his skin right now. And et al., several others. And what do? You go to the Motor City and you make greater hits than anybody in Motown ever has. Here we come on cloud 9. You can be who you want to be. And then the next week, it's stop in the name of love with the 8 false starts and all the details that led to the loss yesterday.
Yeah.
To whom much is given, much is expected, and this has to be fixed because the right players are playing. And we are more, 9 to noon is more than welcoming, willing, and of the acquiescing variety with the patience plan with the second-year quarterback. First year playing regular season games, second year in the NFL. Now, we understand that, and we are in it for the patience game. All the details off yesterday's loss and opinions formulated off the 62 O'Connell has coached. I mean, like 2-point tries and when to run and when not to run. They at this moment, and that could change segment by segment. At this moment, they just don't really matter that much to me. Raising a kid quarterback ain't easy. And we're living those highs and lows with all of them right now.
Yeah.
Win the game at Soldier Field with your arm, your legs, and your will. Then you can't find a touchdown in the next one at home against Atlanta. Then you're gone. Upon return, you steal one as a fat underdog against Aiden Hutchinson and Brian Branch and display to the world the kid quarterback is bursting at the seams with poise and confidence. And then in the next one, stop! I mean, in the next one, you're sailing them like a new age Josh Freeman.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm sorry to play the Josh Freeman card here, but somebody in the second row caught a pass yesterday.
That's a heavy card to play.
Somebody in the second row caught a freaking pass yesterday, and I don't mean second row of the bench. I don't mean second layer of the end zone. I mean second row of the stadium.
That was the one over Addison's head, wasn't it?
I don't know. Stop!
There were several of them.
And along, we're both parents. All right, there's personal and there's professional.
Yeah,
it can be challenging raising kids, but it also can be incredibly satisfying and incredibly rewarding. And along the journey, we just have to remember this side of Tom Brady, the topsy-turvy performances by new quarterbacks have been happening forever. We don't need face changes. We know that. We've watched a lot of it. We know that.
Yeah.
Elite football minds listen to 9 to noon. Now we're talking about Mad Producer and yours truly. God's cartoon character. We know that. We are in for the patience game. But it's required to recognize and factually remember stuff like this with new quarterbacks has been happening forever. I mean, shoot, John Harbaugh is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the National Football League, man. He's 53-18 against quarterbacks in their first or second year. First or second years. He finished off Caleb earlier this season, did the same to our kid yesterday. And J.J. McCarthy gaining experience and coming down from emotional wins and realizing bad games won't be the norm one day matters immensely more right now than some of the details to games on which we harp. The details matter, but the overarcher is the progress, lack thereof, or ascension of this kid quarterback. And what's transpiring in front of our very audio ears is not new to the National Football League. Consider the context with just a few. New England's Drake May, through his first 4 last year, was 65% on his completions. Not bad. This year, with all that experience, emphasis on the word experience, now he leads the National Football League at close to 75%. He also had 4 picks and took 10 sacks in his first 4 games last year. Why? Because kid quarterbacks can be indecisive and hold the ball too long. But the gifted push through. And our guy, J.J. McCarthy, is very, very gifted. And that can't be disputed. Denver's Bo Nix is being raised by one of the greatest offensive minds in the history of the National Football League. His first 4 starts, he completed 59% of his throws and threw a pick every single game. Now with experience, he might help guide a team to a division title. Shoot, Mad Producer believed in Bo Nix so much into the season, he put Denver in the AFC title game. It looked foolhardy at the moment. It might happen. What about Lamar? 2-time MVP, making his 100th start yesterday. His first 4 starts in 2018, super special. He hit on 56% of his throws, kept fumbling, and had 3 touchdowns and 3 picks. And then he gained experience. Josh Allen, you say? Josh Allen, the quarterback, not the pass rusher. First 4 starts, completed 55% of his passes, which is awful. With 1 touchdown, 3 picks, and 16 sacks. I mean, Josh Allen was running into sacks more than Josh Freeman. So how much better at ages 26 to, say, 29 is Josh Allen than in 2018 when he was 22 and riding that roller coaster we all are on right now with our 22-year-old quarterback?
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy is the team's A topic, and that's the end of the story. I mean, we have talkbacks coming up later. We got 2-point try terrorism. We have 7 yards per run, throwing 42. I mean, we hear it, see it, read it all. So we know what's out there. We know the slings and arrows of the outrageous negatives that will be firing our way. And it's not that we disagree with everything. We just don't want the main thing to be forgotten. J.J. McCarthy is this team's A topic. To whom much is given, much is expected. And that's the end of the story. I mean, shoot. Who's the greatest quarterback in the history of the Minnesota Vikings?
I mean, Fran the man on the fan.
Fran the man on the fan, Sir Francis Tarkenton. 4 Super Bowls. He hosted Saturday Night Live multiple times. He was in the Monday Night Football booth. H-O-F. In Tarkenton's first 4 starts, well, he sure looked the part of a future HOF, didn't he? You know, completing 50% of his passes with 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions. 1961 Twitter would have labeled Fran the Man on the Fan as a bummer and far out man and all show no go, and would claim he's bogarting the football.
I always love that one.
Talkbacks start around 9:45. Talkbacks around 9:45. And this, there's a lot. Talkbacks, free iHeart audio app. 30 seconds. I mean, you know the drill. It's a habit state and a habit audience. And the Talkback machine was exploding during the Vikings fan line yesterday. And we fully expect it to explode during 9 to noon today. Those Talkbacks start at 9:45. The weekend wrap. The weekend wrap starts right now. Stop! In the name of love, before you break Khan's heart, look Khan over. This is the weekend wrap, you say. It's provided by Hoffman Cooling and Heating. Temps took a major turn for the negatory of late, didn't they? HoffmanHeating.net for a furnace tune-up. And with potential rebates, saved close to $6,000. Emphasis on close to $6,000 on a new system if that's what's required. HoffmanHeating.net. And right now, please, let's wrap. The Bears are next, and Soldier Field was rocking yesterday.
Another tight end, Smythe in motion. Here's the snap of the play fake. Williams rolling to his left, running now. 15, 10, 5, end zone! Tiptoes in! Touchdown in the blue paint! Caleb Williams, 17 yards, took care of business himself. He has had himself quite the day, running all over, in between, away from, backing up, moving left, moving right, and finally getting into the end zone with a touchdown and a Bears lead, 23-20.
Didn't hear the Vox Jeff Joniak say that much during Caleb Williams' first 4 starts, did you?
Box.
Experience.
Box.
Experience. Challenging. Professionally raising these kids, I would imagine. Caleb won the game. He and beloved BJ embraced after the game winner like they've been waiting for this moment all of their lives. Caleb is hot, and the Baby Bears have won 2 in a row in dramatic fashion. And I'm sure Wobble is going to be high on his Hallis Hall horse Friday at the Lakeville Feast. Holy cow.
Oh, great.
Oh, wait, that's right. He's out of town, so he's going to be in studio Wednesday, 3-2. I'm sure Wobble is going to be high on his Hallis Hall horse Wednesday in the 651 Carpets Plus Studios. But the Friday Football Feast is at Buffalo Wild Wings Lakeville this week. See y'all there. The Detroit Lions, the Motor City Kitties, still have not lost 2 consecutive regular season games in more than 2 years.
Detroit tosses it in. Gets right side. Inside the 20. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. 44 yards.
Yes, sir.
Jameer Gibbs putting together a day, and the Lions have opened up that lead. It is now 41-16.
Nordo.
Yes, sir.
I heard you laugh during the highlight. Is that because it only hurts when we laugh?
I always love that one.
I don't know. With these Lions, maybe we pissed them off.
Yes, sir.
Maybe the Vikings pissed them off.
Well, Campbell took over the play calling duties.
I know. I read that this morning. Holy cow. Goff, 320-3. Gibbs, 142-2 on the ground. Jameson, 6-119. 6 for 119 and 1. Jameson Williams, 6, 119 and 1. Hey, you know what? At least the Commanders got control of Sam Laporta.
I always love that one.
Who failed to score. So the Minnesota Vikings next took the Bears, then off to Lambeau, and after that, they get this guy.
Opening drive by the Seahawks, play fake, and Darnold's going to roll left. Has time. Going to let it fly. Got a man deep. Reaching up. Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson Smith and Jigba with the touchdown reception. Tightly covered, but dropping that baby in the bucket. Sam Darnold from 43 out. The Hawks 6-0.
Sam, the man who used to be on the Fan, threw 12 passes.
Yeah.
All game. 12 passes.
Lopsided win.
And Seattle ran up 44 points and crushed the Cards. They got 2 defensive touchdowns from DeMarcus Lawrence. Carol King, I feel the earth move under my feet. I mean, the 12s must have been shaken with DeMarcus Lawrence rambling up and down that field. They also got a rushing touchdown from somebody named Olani, and Darnold threw 12 passes.
Uh-oh.
Strange game. Strange game.
Is this going to be another Kamani Vidal situation? Do we gotta do a little deep dive in on Olani?
Oh, geez. I don't know about that.
No, we got time.
Oh, this is aggressive. All right. The Minnesota Wild. I can't find my Wild notes. That's super duper special. All right. And Minnesota Wild got the money last night. Sound a little like this.
Final minute. Wild in front 1-0. Empty net for the Flames. Coronado slashed at by Boldy. It comes for Eriksson. Shift past trouble at center. He'll poke it ahead. Kaprizov with an empty net. Scores! Kirill Kaprizov may have just sealed the deal. The Wild a 2-0 lead with 49.3 seconds to go.
Kaprizov and Boldy getting on the score sheet last night.
Boldy gets the game winner in period number 2.
Calgary in town.
Jesper Wallstedt gets the first home shutout of his lifetime. And the Minnesota Wild hook they've gotten hot all of a sudden. They beat the Islanders on a back-to-back. I thought they played quite well, specifically offensively against the speedy Carolina Hurricanes, despite losing 4-3. So that frown has been turned upside down. And now they've won 2 consecutive. They get the Ratty Sharks tomorrow night. And that's part of an elongated homestand that has some cool teams here this weekend. Ski-U-Mah, Minnesota Wild, Ski-U-Mah. The Minnesota Timberwolves, basically within the last week, it went like this. Chris Finch turned 56 years of age on Thursday. On Wednesday, they basically ruined his 56th birthday by getting killed by the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. But then the Utah Jazz came to town, beat them by 40.
Slump buster.
And last night, they went to dominating DeMontis.
And shooting 50% on his threes. Heavy volume once again. Conley knocks it away from Sabonis. And on the move, a stop and pop 3. Got it, and a foul. 4-point opportunity for that man, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Ant went for like 25 and 30 minutes last night, and he hit 5 threes. And it was his 3rd game back from that swoon over his hammy. Stifle Tower had a double-double. He also had 5 blocks last night. So the Howl went to howling in his 1-2 in a row. They're at Utah this evening on a back-to-back. And then they chill until Sacramento with a DeMontis Domination Part 2 takes place Friday night here at Target Center. Then I think they host Denver the day after that, get a chill day, and Cooper Flagg, number 1 overall pick in the draft. I think he's at Target Center next Monday. That is the weekend wrap, courtesy of Hoffman Cooling and Heating. HoffmanHeating.net. Scott Hendricks, thank you very much. Reaction to the Vikings try at a 2-pointer yesterday has some fascination and fascinating to the chat, at least to me. That, then talkbacks around the corner. Segment 3, maybe segment 2. Thank you very much for listening to The Fan when you do. Thank you, TimberTech, for what's on deck. And from Fridley to France, this is the Wine to Noon Minnesota Vikings vast and ever-expanding audio network. And here comes the cash thing.
The Fan and 2 Men in a Junk Truck want to give you a shot at some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com and enter the keyword deposit. You might win some money and make a deposit with the keyword deposit at KFAN.com.
Before the snap, false start by the center. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
1st and 10, straight eye behind McCarthy. Ham. CJ Ham in front of Aaron Jones. But
False start by the offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
27-13 Ravens. False start McCarthy. That's number 6. You've got to be kidding me with this.
False start offense number 75. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Justin Jefferson, slot left. TJ Hawkinson, inside slot left.
Oh, here we go.
This is our 7th false start in one game.
False start. Offense number 75.
In one
it's
game.
A 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
All right, so down 27-19 late, the Minnesota Vikings opted to try for 2 and make it a 6-point game with 3:23 to go. Some thought the move was dumb. Most have little to say about it because it for sure can be argued it was the right thing to do. Get the 2, make it a 6-point game, get a stop, go win the game. In fact, that's exactly how I think I heard Matt Producer lay it out hosting Vikings Fan Line yesterday when talking out both sides of the equation. Get the 2, make it a 6-point game, get a stop, go win the game. That's the aggressive, cold-blooded, take what we want when we want it approach. But is it right and just to be aggressive and cold-blooded when it's the first touchdown you've scored in 3.5 quarters? And the quarterback was 5 of 12 throwing in the 4th up to the 2-point try. I think that's a very fair question. Because the age-old adage, in football especially, but in a lot of sports, is you play to win at home and you play to tie on the road. Now, I mean, that's as antiquated as, take 3 points when you're a home team, and that's like the starting point for where point spreads begin and stuff like that. It has an antiquated side to it, but there also is a cliche factor to it with approach, crowd on your side, weather conditions in certain places, stuff like that. You play to win at home, you play to tie on the road. So with the 2-point try yesterday while calling the game, didn't really think it out because they're down 8. And like I just said and Fan Line shared yesterday, get the 2, make it a 6-point game, get a stop, go win the game. Aggressive, cold-blooded. Damn it, we're going to take what we want when we want it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Problem is, they did a lot about it for 3.5 quarters. So, from a talkback standpoint, if anybody really wants to talk this out, is it right and just, and is it the right approach to be aggressive and or cold-blooded when that's the first touchdown you've scored in 3.5 quarters, and the quarterback was having his problems with accuracy and cadence and false starts and all that? If you argue McCarthy wasn't consistent or in control at that point and had some Josh Freeman to his accuracy, so take the extra point and just make it a 7-point game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push back. I like Baltimore's offense a lot. Lamar is so much better than the guy we saw out there in 2021, yet they didn't find a touchdown until the 3rd quarter and after the Miles Price L. So game flow, quarterback flow, just the whole flow found a touchdown to Jalen Naylor. And now you're down 8. So the mantra, I believe, of this head coach and this staff is going to be, we are going to play to win the game. We are at home. We're going to get the 2. We're going to make it a 6-point game. We're going to get a stop. We're going to go win this game. We're going to go to 5-4. I just wonder if really that in that is yesterday's individual circumstance, given it's the first touchdown you scored in 3.5 quarters, and the quarterback was 5 of 12 throwing in the 4th.
Yeah.
If the 2-point try was the right idea. I mean, it's 2025. So therefore, no matter which side you're on, it requires banging a fist down on Formica and making the people on the other side of the conversation feel dumb. Quite honestly, I could go either way on this thing because I don't mind the aggressive approach. And this team has been good at 2-point conversions the last 3.5 years. They don't do it often, but when they do, it's pretty good. But was it the right time yesterday? So I can hear all about that. Talkback machine if you're interested. 13 penalties. Damn. -3 in the take give. Fans leaving early. All negative but. Which of course means And just think about this. Off everything we just shared, 13 penalties, -3 in the take-give, fans leaving early. That, of course, means they're going to win on Sunday, slow the Bears, stay undefeated in the division, and the kid quarterback will manage the game wonderfully. Win, lose, bad, good, win, lose, bad, good. I mean, that's just like after the Chargers game. I mean, 94% of the football-loving world gave the Minnesota Vikings minimal, if no chance, at the Motor City Davy because of what everybody just saw. Likewise for yesterday. It wasn't LA Chargers bad, but 13 penalties, 8 false starts, and the -3 in the take-give. Yeah, that will leave a mental mark, so to speak. So a lot of people will be down on them into the Bears game. And if it's the way the inconsistency of the 2025 Minnesota Vikings season has gone to this point, of course they win Sunday. Hoping Bernard's shoulder is okay. Kevin O'Connell has a press conference later today. Maybe an update on that. Plus, Jonathan Grenard joins the Power Trip each and every Tuesday morning in the 8 o'clock hour. That's one of my favorite segments on KFAN during the course of the week. Look forward to that. Hoping that shoulder's okay. We need to start grabbing some interceptions. And 4 and 6 heading to Lambeau, then the Cappuccino Capital. That ain't what the doctor ordered. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. And the fixing of problems and the challenges associated with raising a kid quarterback, well, that's all part of the to whom much is given, much is expected. So we'll see what happens Sunday at noon.
Hey guys, plenty of things to criticize on 9. And he did not obviously play a great game, but he didn't get a lot of help. And there was some real embarrassing moments from other veterans. But I think what's important to keep in mind is JJ maintained his composure. He hustled his butt off until the last play of the game. And most importantly, there was no semblance of finger pointing, and he put the loss on his shoulders. That's a mark of a really good leader, so let's stick with him.
And I agree with every facet of that talkback. In J.J. McCarthy's post-game press conference yesterday, yours truly was in attendance, and I was curious to see what the young man's demeanor was going to be like, his level of sadness, his level of contrition, and his level of reality when it comes to he's not the first ballyhooed, highly drafted quarterback through 4 starts to have struggles like this. We chronicled some of the moments in the first segment of 9 to Noon today. He indeed handled things with aplomb, and we'll just leave it at that and see what happens against beloved BJ's defense.
Hey, Paul and Nordo, just got a question regarding the last few weeks in the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell's play calling choices. Why does he abandon the run so quickly? I mean, over 40 pass attempts, and we were averaging, I think it was definitely over 5 yards per carry. I don't know how much longer this team can be successful if we keep abandoning the run.
Nordo, you want to handle that one?
Well, I just when we look at JJ's ups and downs, I think, as you noted, whether it's the first 4 starts of other players or just raising a kid on the fly, not a mandate, but the predictive bet of a team going to the playoffs and winning a game. We heard kind of the terminology from Dan Orlovsky a few weeks ago when he was talking about kind of the disappointing aspects of this team. And he noted that, kind of the idea that this was a quarterback independent roster. So some of the things that go into that relates to complementary football. So defensively, this is a team that was tied atop the NFL in takeaways last year. And I think the team ended the year like plus 11, plus 12 in the take give. And you can actually kind of, to be honest with you, and this one at 4 and 5 is trending that way. When you see the team winning 13 and 14 games, 2 of the first 3 years, you're seeing a team on the good side of the take give. 2023 and right now, 2025, bad side of the take-give.
The Vikings are 33-5 when Kevin O'Connell wins or pushes the take-give.
And I would imagine, as not just with KO, but maybe just about every other coach in the history of the game, when you're on the wrong side of that, your record is probably the inverse part of it.
Yeah.
To that end, the running game is part of the complementary nature of this football team. And so is it ever going to be 50-50 in totality? Absolutely not. We get that. But the balance part of it. And such a significant focus, we can go back in time and, well, I'm not going to do it. It would take forever. But we can find all the segments that we talked about from the spring through free agency, post-draft, throughout the summer, that a really important aspect, once J.J. McCarthy takes the field, is the exciting tandem, the efficiency, potentially the explosion involved, but certainly the productivity of not just an upgraded offensive line interior, but the combination of Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. And what that meant to the development of JJ for a team that was built to be competitive and contend right now. One aspect of that was going to be good run game, help protect the kid as we raise him on the fly. And you do see it consistently in games, specifically yesterday. We're starting out first downs with 11-yard, 12-yard runs. It was fantastic at times. I think the team ran it 7 times. And this is just it was 5 scrambles for McCarthy, 13 carries combined for the backs.
Yeah.
As important as it was in that win, by the way, before he got hurt, the platform that JJ could work from when you got all that explosion, the catch and run and all of those things that Aaron Jones was doing, that first third down conversion, the catch that was labeled a run, etc., how important that was to the game. You saw moments with Jones yesterday, including opening drive, you get the 5-yard score. Beautiful. Excellent. Efficient in the red zone. Boom. 1 for 1. Vikings take the lead. Dig it. And then he does deviate away. And I'm not going to go through the game log of yesterday, play by play. I'm not offended. We talked about it last night on Fan Line, the 3rd and 1. And he throws it deep. Justin Jefferson falls. It's an interception. Take that shot. You get one-on-one with the superstar. And then he mentioned in the press conference as well, Kevin O'Connell, I was going to go for it on 4th down regardless of the result. So he kind of explains that was 2-down territory for the team. That's the mindset. We're right at midfield. Sad circumstance with the kid falling down on the back end of it. I do want to see this team with a better commitment to the run. I am not an offensive play calling genius. So in terms of specific points, the flow, the feel of the game, we had them on the ground yesterday. If we want them. The complementary aspect of it is that either instead of punting or scoring in 2 minutes, you keep that team on that offense on the field for 6-7 minutes in a scoring drive, and you keep the defense not having to deal with Lamar and Derrick Henry off the field for 6 and 7 minutes. So it's never going to be 50-50, but I think yesterday was a great opportunity to show the true nature of balance, where kids making mistakes, but you were super productive, nearly 6 yards a carry for the most part from your backs. You had an opportunity to keep the pressure off the kid a little bit and move the chains on the ground. And I was disappointed. I just think, as we raise the kid, game by game, there'll be certain circumstances. 42 attempts for the kid in his 4th game is not a winning formula. I just don't see that as a winning formula, neither for the kid nor the offense in general. So yes, running the ball, I think, is part of the complementary nature of this team, the roster, the predictive bet that we are not seeing, maybe to the level that we should be.
There's a reason I deferred the question. And as part of everything that we just heard through 9 games, it is fair to note the best of the 2 running backs did not play in 5.5 of them. So how much does that change during the course of that month and change?
Yeah.
Well, of course it changes.
And the offensive line combinations we've talked about too.
Yeah, right. Those are the details. The overarcher is a 3.5-year take that many have had regarding the head coach, the 2024 Coach of the Year's approach to run and pass. The reason I deferred is I can't answer the question. I'm just going to be straight with, I have no idea. because I don't know what to look for, how to look for it. I can count up boxes with the best of them. I can, as an outsider, I can look at game flow. I can look at series after series. I can watch all 22 anybody ever wants me to watch. And I can't explain why coach or coaches do certain things at certain times that fly in the face of what people think they should do. But that's not just here. For instance, if you do some deep diving into the Miami upset of the Buffalo Bills, well, you're gonna read reaction from a lot of Bills fans complaining they don't pass enough. And then you're going to read Sean McDermott, their coach, throwing his hands in the air, palms to the sky, basically being like, we need to pass better. We need to pass more. I don't know what's happening right now, but we're here to fix it. So it's something everywhere in the same fishbowl, but under different rocks. And it all involves media/fan opinions about how they believe things should go. And that's great. That's fantastic. Because guess what? If they didn't have an opinion, then nobody would come to the games. Nobody would care. Nobody would listen. Nobody would watch. They care. These opinions are born of caring. But I deferred because I've thought it out. I've looked at a lot of stuff. I've chatted with people behind the scenes a little bit. I can't explain it. I don't know what goes into setting up plays, running plays that you potentially may be setting something up for later. There's just so much layering to it.
Yeah.
That, okay, 3rd and 1, when they threw, and like Nordo said, the coach said, well, we were going to run on 4th down, or we were going to go for it on 4th, and didn't get the opportunity. All right, well, what did Baltimore do around the line of scrimmage? How many, were there 9 players around there? And was the average weight of those players 287.5 pounds? And are you going to run wide away from Kyle Hamilton and or Malachi Starks, who may or may not have been on the edge? Or are you going to take on John Jenkins and Travis Jones and a combined 675.5 pounds of beef right up the middle? Yeah, sure, great. Or don't. Yeah, sure, great. That's why to whom much is given, much is expected. They're compensated to do that job and make those decisions in real time and make those decisions without the ability to look back and second guess. What they do is they look back and not second guess, but correct if they feel mistakes were made. So that's why I deferred. I can't answer the question. I just don't know what to say.
Yeah, and I'm not a coach, and I've never designed an offensive game plan. But again, I think at a base level, my head is absolutely right along with any listener, anybody that's questioning, hey, why didn't we run here? I don't have an answer as to why in particular situations. Mm-hmm. I truly believe at a base level, we cannot see 42 attempts, 35 attempts. We can't see that from the kid QB and go down the road that you were talking about where we can raise the QB. We have a talented roster. The dogs, save for the new center, are healthy.
Yeah.
And we can compete and still contend for a playoff spot. Totally with you. But the complementary aspect, when you take that away in terms of the run game, I think you're going to have problems in a big way. And
Agreed.
And so,
yeah, I agree. But my point would be, and why I defer things like that, is I just want to know where it stops. Like, why are certain players being targeted X amount of times when others are wide open?
Right.
Why? Okay, so now the next, it can never stop if you just keep going down that road. Why was so-and-so in the game when he's in the game defensively and they run for 6-7 a carry, but when he's out of the game, they run for 3-4? Well, he's in the game and they just ran for 9.
Yeah.
Does that mean somebody needs to be fired? No, that means a correction needs to take place.
Right.
So it's just it's like that 2-point try thing. It's like, I agree philosophically with some things, but I want to hear the context laid out.
Yeah.
To get me over the hump. I like how you put it. We got to pause. We got Burstich around the corner.
Yeah.
I like how you put it a little bit earlier. And if you take the totality from play 1, 2022 to final play right now, 2025, well, there's an organic feel that you can get without analyzing minutia of who's hurt, how many offensive line combinations, is CJ blocking, is the quarterback executing play action, what are the safeties doing right before the snap, was it a 6-man box and it ended up being a 9-man box, all of that. You can look at the like the first year O'Connell was the head coach, they threw 61% of the time. The offense was the bomb. The offense was the absolute bomb.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook went for well over 1,000 scrimmage yards.
Well, he was sixth in the NFL with 12 and change on the ground alone. Yeah.
He's running and catching.
Yep.
But percentage-wise, it may not have been enough for some people.
He was the home run hitter.
Okay, why? And then the next season, all right, well, not running enough. Cool. You should run more. You got Dobbs and you got Jaron Hall and the quarterback can run. And there's just so much to it. That's why I'm sorry to heap that on you. It's when the talkback came in, I've thought a lot about it. I can't answer the question.
Yeah. And I just remember in 2022, you mentioned, like, for instance, in yesterday's game, why certain people were being targeted, why weren't. There were open guys that were missed. There's the other side of this too, by the way. The coach, when he schemes some of these plays, the guys are open. When the kid QB was when he was sailing balls yesterday, he had one to Jefferson on the boundary that was almost identical to that out route, far hash boundary throw that he aced at Ford Field, and he just completely ruined it. Yes, made a mess of it.
And I don't understand
yesterday.
That.
Exactly. So, but I think
no. I'm sorry. I do understand it, and so do you, because it's not the first time it's happened to a quarterback in his first 4 starts.
True, yes.
Now, that may be the example here. Lamar kept dropping it. There were a couple where he dropped the ball, it hit his knee, and fumble lost. Fran Tarkenton is Hall of Famer. 1 touchdown, 6 picks his first 4 games. I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was sailing him over Bobby Richards, but anyway.
But I just think so. In a vacuum, each of those games will have those moments, the inconsistencies of it. Why did this happen? There is a trend over the course of Kevin O'Connell's tenure in terms of percentage of running the ball, certain spots, specifically maybe some 3rd and shorts. We can dig into those numbers, but that's exhausting. Just in the end, I think to protect the kid and to continue to raise on the fly with the competitive nature that you're talking about.
I know what you mean.
I think there has to be, whatever that commitment looks like. It sounds weird as an outsider saying it. There has to be some push to make sure that everything's right with 3-3 and 2-7 in the backfield. Let's keep those cats involved.
I like that. And a term 9 to noon created years ago plays into this too. Competitive arrogance.
Yeah.
Our head coach is competitively arrogant, and that is not a negative term. That means that the arrogance part of it is my stuff is proving out to be better than your stuff. I will get them open, and they will hit them.
Yeah.
Well, when they don't hit them, and that's why the 2-point try terrorism. That's why, when you and I were texting during Fan Line yesterday, I'm like, what's with all this 2-point try stuff? I mean, an 8 goes to a 6. So you get the 2, you stop them, you go win the game.
Right.
Well, that's the competitively arrogant. That is the competitively proven way to handle a game at home. When you're 4-4 trying to go to 5-4. Or is it? When you haven't scored a touchdown in 3.5 quarters and your quarterback's 5 of 12 in that quarter and was tooth and nail on 4th down to just get the next touchdown.
Yeah, maybe, feel that moment. Maybe it's a different decision in that spot.
Yeah. So that's why I can hear either side of it. And same thing with that talkback is the running plays are good. So yes. Okay. If they do it more and it works, great. But it also can't be disputed that if you watch back things that took place yesterday, whether it's TV copy, replays, or all 22, they were wide open all over the field.
They were open.
All over the field.
Kid missed them.
Or didn't see them and held it a long time because new quarterbacks hold the ball a long time. And they're indecisive. And he's not the first to be that. And he won't be the last. We'll be right back.